page number 243, and today we will start from 244. Okay. And measured them against the corresponding players on his own roster. Solid, reliable players generally rated a score in the 600s, while elite players scored at least 800. Magic Johnson submitted 138 triple doubles in his career, often scored over 1000. The Lakers also emphasized year-over-year progress by making historical comparisons of CBE data. Relay said he stacked the month of November 1986 next to December 1985 and showed the players whether they were going better or worse than at the same point last season. Then we showed them how their performance figures for December 1986 stacked up against November. The Lakers rolled out CBE in October 1986. Elite 8 months later, they were NBA champions. The following year, Pat Riley led his team to another little as the Lakers become the first team in 20 years to win back-to-back NBA championships. Afterward, he said, sustaining an effort is the most important thing for any enterprise. The way to be successful is to learn how to do things right. Then do them the same way every time. This is a point to note. The way to be successful is to learn how to do things right and then do them the same way every time. Means first we have to learn how to do things right and then we have to do exact the same thing again and again. The CBE program is a prime example of the power of reflection and review. The Lakers were already talented. CBE helped them get the most out of what they had and made sure their habits improved rather than declined. Reflection and review enables the long-term goal improvements of all habits because it makes you aware of your mistakes and helps you consider possible paths for improvement. Without reflection, we can make excuses, create rationalizations, and lie to ourselves. We have no process for determining whether we are performing better or worse compared to yesterday. Top performers in all fields engage in various types of reflection and review, and the process doesn't have to be complex. Kenyan runner Eliud Kipchoge is one of the greatest marathoners of all time and an Olympic gold medalist. He still takes notes after every practice in which he reviews his training for the day and researches for areas that can be improved. Similarly, gold medal swimmer Katie Ledecky records her wellness on a scale to 1 to 10 and includes notes on her nutrition and how well she slept. She also records the times posted by other swimmers. At the end of each week, her coach goes over her notes and adds his thoughts. It's not just athletes either. When comedian Chris Rock is preparing fresh material, he will first appear at small nightclubs dozens of times and test hundreds of jokes. He brings a notepad on stage and record which bits go over well and where he needs to make adjustments. The few killer lines that survive will form the backbone of his new show. I know executives and investors who keep a decision journal in which they record the major decisions they make each week, why they made them, and what they expect the outcome to be. They review their choices at the end of each month or year to see where they were correct and where they went wrong. Improvement is not just about learning habits, it's about fine tuning them. Reflection and review ensures that you spend your time on the right things and make course correction whenever necessary. Like Pat Riley adjusting the effort of his team of his players on a nightly basis who don't want to keep practicing. Sorry, was getting a call. Like Pat Riley adjusting the effort of his players on a nightly basis, you don't want to keep practicing a habit if it becomes ineffective. Personally, I employ two primary modes of reflection and review. Each December, I perform an annual review in which I reflect on the previous year. I tally my habits for the year by counting up how many articles I published, how many workouts I put in, how many new places I visited, and more. Then I reflect on my progress or lack thereof by answering three questions. Page number 246. What went well this year? Number 1. What went well this year? Number 2. What didn't go well this year? Number 3. What did I learn? 6 months later. When summer rolls around, I conduct an integrity report like everyone. I make a lot of mistakes. My integrity report helps me realize where I went wrong and motivates me to go back on course. I use it as a time to revisit my core values and consider whether I have been living in accordance with them. This is when I reflect on my identity and how I can work toward being the type of person I wish to become. My yearly integrity report answers three questions. Number 1, what are the core values that drive my life and work? How am I living and working with integrity right now? Number 3, how can I set a higher standard in the future? These two reports don't take very long. I just a few hours per year, but they are crucial periods of refinement. They prevent the gradual slide that happen when I don't pay close attention. They provide an annual reminder to revisit my desired identity and consider how many habits are helping me become the type of person I wish to be. They indicate when I should upgrade my habits and take on new challenges, and when I should dial my efforts back and focus on the fundamentals. Reflection can also bring a sense of perspective. Daily habits are powerful because of how they compound, but worrying too much about everyday choices is like looking at yourself in the mirror from inch away. You can see very imperfection and lose sight of the higher side of the bigger picture. There is too much feedback. Conversely, never reviewing your habits is like never looking in the mirror. You weren't aware of easily fixable flaws, a spot on your shirt, a bit of food in your teeth. There is too little feedback. Periodic reflection and review is like viewing yourself in the mirror from a conversational distance. You can see the important changes you should make without losing sight of the bigger picture. You want to view the entire mountain range, not obsess over each peak and valley. Finally, reflection and review offers an ideal time to revisit one of the most important aspects of behavior change: identity. How to break next heading. How to break the page number 247 is going on. How to break the beliefs that hold you back. How to break the beliefs. Beliefs are the foundation that governs us. Like whatever we do on a daily basis, how we act and how we behave, that's something, you know, based on our beliefs. For example, if you believe that you are not worth it, or you if you have a belief that you are not good enough, then you will act that way in your life, and you will try to hang on to people, you will try to cling to people those are not even worth it, things like that. And we mostly procrastinate because we have this belief inside us that we don't deserve it, or we are not worth it, we are not worth the success we want, because we have a limiting belief. Change the belief system. Okay, let's read. We'll get to know how to break the beliefs that hold you back. Okay, so in the beginning, repeating a habit is essential to build up evidence as evidence of your desired identity. As you latch on to that new identity, however, those same beliefs can hold you back from the next level of growth. When working against you, your identity creates a kind of pride that encourages you to deny your weak spots and prevents you from truly growing. This is one of the greatest downsides of building habits. The more scared of an idea is to us, that is, the more deeply it is tied to our identity, the more strongly we will defend it against criticism. You see, this is every industry. This you see this in every industry. The school teacher who ignores innovative teaching methods and sticks with her tried and true lesson plans. The veteran manager who is committed to doing things his way. The surgeon who dismisses the ideas of her younger colleagues. The band who produces a mind-blowing first album and then gets stuck in a rut. The tighter we cling to to an identity, it is clinch or clinch. I'm trying to say. Okay. The tighter we clinch to an identity, the harder it becomes to grow beyond it. One solution is to avoid making any single aspect of your identity an overpowering portion of who you are. In other words, of Investor Pal is number 248. Graham, keep your identity. Paul Graham, keep your identity small. The more you let a single belief define you, the less capable you are of adapting when life challenges you. If you tie everything up in being the point guard or the partner at the firm or whatever else, then the loss of that facet of your life will wreck you. If you're a vegan and then develop a health condition that forces you to change your diet, you will have an identity crisis on your hands. When you clinch too tightly to one identity, you become brittle. Lose that one thing and you lose yourself. For most of my young life, being an athlete was a major part of my identity. After my baseball career ended, I struggled to find myself. When you spend your whole life defining yourself in one way and that disappears, who are you now? Who are you now? Military veterans and former entrepreneurs report similar feelings. If your identity is wrapped up in a belief like I'm a great soldier, what happens when your period of service ends? For many business owners, their identity is something along the lines of I am the CEO or I am the founder. If you have spent every waking moment working on your business, how will you feel after you sell the company? The key to mitigating these losses of identity is to redefine yourself such that you get to keep important aspects of your identity even if your particular role changes. So, I'm an athlete becomes I'm the type of person who is mentally tough and loves a physical challenge. I'm a great soldier transforms into I'm the type of person who is disciplined, reliable, and great on team. I'm a CEO translates to I'm the type of person who builds and creates things. When chosen effectively, an identity can be flexible rather than brittle. Like water flowing around an obstacle, your identity works with the changing circumstances rather than against them. The following quote from the Tao Te Ching encapsulates the idea perfectly. Men are born soft and supple, yet they are stiff and hard. Plants are born tender and pliant, yet they are brittle and dry. Thus, whoever is stiff and inflexible is a disciple of death. Whoever is soft and yielding is a discipline of life. Is a disciple of life. The hard and stiff will be broken. The soft and supple will prevail. Lao Tzu. Habits deliver numerous benefits, but the downside is that they can lock us into previous patterns of thinking and acting. Even when the world is shifting around us, everything is impermanent. Life is constantly changing. So you need to periodically check in to see if your old habits and beliefs are still serving you. A lack of self-awareness is poison. Reflection and review is very important. Chapter summary. We are on the last of 249 page. Let's see. 1. The upside of habits is that we can do things without thinking. The downside is that we stop paying attention to little errors. Page number 50. Habits plus deliberate practice equal to mastery. Reflection and review is a process that allows you to remain conscious of your performance over time. The tighter we cling to an identity, the harder it becomes to grow beyond it. Now, page number 251. Conclusion. The secret result that lasts. We are all there, it's about all that's really YouTube and all. I'm so grateful. This works. So conclusion, the secret to result that lasts. There is an ancient Greek parable known as the Story's paradox, which talks about the effect one small action can have when repeated. Okay, which talks about the effect one small action can have when we repeat it enough times. One formulation of the paradox goes as follows: can one coin make a person rich? If you give a person a pile of 10 coins, he wouldn't claim that he or she is rich. But what if you add another and another and another? At some point, you will have to admit that no one can be rich unless one coin can make hard on him. So, we can say the same about Automic habits. Can one tiny change transform your life? It's unlikely it's unlikely you would say so. But what if you made another and another and another? At some point, you will have to admit that your life is transformed by one small change. The holy grail of habit change is not a single 1% improvement, but thousands of them. It's a bunch of atomic habits stacking up, each one a fundamental unit of overall system. In the beginning, small improvements can often seem meaningless because they get washed away by the aid of the system just as one. Page number 252. This is page number 10. One won't make you rich. One positive change, like meditating for 1 minute or reading one page each day, is unlikely to deliver a noticeable difference. Gradually, though, as you continue to layer small changes on top of one another, the scales of life start to move. Each improvement is like adding a grain of sand to the positive side of the scale, slowly tilting things in your favor. Eventually, if you stick with it, you hit a tipping point. Suddenly, it feels easier to stick with good habits. The weight of the system is working for you rather than against you. So, what it is saying that if you stick to something over a longer period of time, it becomes easier. So if I do this every single day, it will become more easy for me, and I'll be able to read more books. And this is not the end, guys. Yeah, this book is about to end, but after completing this book, I'm going to start a new book, or I reread this book because I've started. I think I've just read 30 pages and it's almost over, so I have to start a new book. Or I'll just for you. And also this time I'll try to explain, because I've already read this book, so I can explain, and it will also help me to recall it and stick. It will help me to stick the concepts in my mind, because once you repeat something again and again, it just creates a deeper impact in your life. So over the course of this book, we've looked at dozens of stories about top performers. We've heard about Olympic gold medalists, award-winning artists, business leaders, life-saving physicians, and star comedians who have all used the science of small habits to master their craft and vault to the top of their field. Each of the people, teams, and companies we have covered had faced different circumstances, but ultimately progressed in the same way, through a commitment to tiny, sustainable, unrelenting improvements. Success is not a goal to reach or a finish line to cross. It is a system to improve, an endless process to refine. In chapter 1, I said, if you are having trouble changing your habits, the problem isn't you. The problem is your system. Bad habits repeat themselves again and again, not because you don't want to change, but because you have the wrong system for change. As this book draws to a close, I hope the opposite is true. With the 4 laws of behavior change, you have a set of tools and strategies that you can use to build better systems and shape better habits. Sometimes a habit that will be hard to remember and you will need to make it obvious. Other times you won't feel like starting and you will need to make it attractive. In many cases, you may find that a habit will be too difficult and you will need to make it easy. And sometimes you won't feel like sticking with it and you will need to make it satisfying. Obvious to invisible, attractive to unattractive. Behaviors are effortless here, where is behaviors are effortless here where it is obvious. Behavior are difficult where it is invisible. Behaviors are difficult when it is attractive. Behaviors are difficult when it is unattractive. Behaviors are effortless here when it's easy. Behavior are effortless when it's hard. Behavior are effortless when it's satisfying. Behavior are difficult when it's unsatisfying. You want to push your good habits towards the left side of the spectrum by making them obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. Meanwhile, you want to cluster your bad habits towards the right side by making them visible, unattractive, hard, and unsatisfying. This is continuous process. There is no finish line. There is no permanent solution. Whenever you're looking to improve, you can rotate through the 4 laws of behavior change until you find the next bottleneck. Make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, make it satisfying. Round and round, always looking for the next way to get 1% better. The secret to getting results that last is to never stop making improvements. It's remarkable what you can build if you just don't stop. It's remarkable the business you can build if you don't stop working. It's remarkable if body you can build if you don't stop training. It's remarkable the knowledge you can build if you don't stop learning. It's remarkable the fortune you can build if you don't stop saving. It's remarkable the friendship you can build if you don't stop caring. Small habits don't add up, they compound. That's the power of atomic habits. Tiny changes, remarkable results. I completed reading and you also is also not good. I guess it's creating trouble. But okay, I guess we need to celebrate. How should I celebrate? Tomorrow is my birthday, so I will celebrate. And let's take a break. Should I take a break or start reading this book again? Just comment down below. Nobody's there. Whom should I ask? I'll decide. Okay. Let's see what happens tomorrow. But I'm happy that I've completed reading this book. So, okay, if anyone watches the video later, tell me that do you want me to read this book again or do you want me to start a new book? If anybody is there. Okay? It's a great experience. I've completed reading this book by keeping her accountable. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm just happy. Okay? So, bye for today. Good night. Take care. Bye bye. I love you all. I'm so grateful for having this platform and all the people who likes my video, comment. It motivates me somehow. I don't know. It just motivates me to make more video. Like they said, make it satisfying. So it satisfies me if somebody likes and I get more views. It just works this way. What can I say? One person is there. Hi, who is that person? Are you there for book reading or just scrolling around? Okay, time to go. See you tomorrow or maybe the next day. Bye bye. I'll still try to go. I'm thinking of being consistent. Even if I completed this book, I'll start a new book if you don't comment anything, or let's see if I start a new book or read this book. Depends on my mood.